So we're live. Yes, we are live. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's session. Okay, I can see some people already in the chat. Sifa, welcome. We are welcome. Blessing Adedayo, welcome. Raimat, I can see you there. Welcome. Matomi, Dawood, welcome. Dolapo Esther, Victor, welcome. Esther Success, welcome. Raimat, okay. So welcome everyone. Please, your classmates are not yet they are not yet here. Send them a message, tell them that we are live already and class has started. So send a message to everyone that needs to be on the call today. Tell them that we are already live. So quickly, today is our panel session. So today's session is not like every other session that we've had so far. For other sessions, the teacher will come and teach while you listen. But today's session is like it's a panel, right? So it's a question and answer session. We'll ask our panelists some questions we already have, and they will answer us. You also be given the opportunity to ask any questions you have, and they would also provide answers to those questions. So we have one panelist yet that is yet to join us, but we'll go on with introduction of everyone we have on the call today, hoping that he joins us soon. So quickly, I'll read out our guest bio. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So, so I'll start with I think the first person on my screen here is Chidima. So I'll read Chidima's bio first, then Elsa's bio come next, then um Mayowa's bio when he joins us, of course. So I'll start with Chidima. Chidima, thank you so much for joining us. So Chidima is she's the founder of Credible Chi, and she's a purpose-driven entrepreneur and founder of Credible Chi multi-service enterprise dedicated to empowering businesses through seamless CAC registration and other business formation services. She's a graduate of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and she has made significant strides in the entrepreneurial landscape, training over 40 individuals, including students in the business of CAC registration, and successfully registering more than 500 businesses. She's a goal oriented individual with a passion for public speaking, content creation, and inspiring others. Chidima blends resilience and doggedness with an approachable, balanced personality. Her work is rooted in a deep commitment to personal growth, community impact, and excellence. In 2023, Chidima was recognized as the Outstanding Entrepreneur of the Year by the iconic brand Africa, a testament to her dedication and achievement. She has also contributed to impact-driven initiatives such as volunteering at the Finance Fair 2024 and exhibiting at the Shopaholic Trade Fair 2024, where she registered over 30 businesses. With an ambition to build a big life rooted in fulfillment and purpose, Chidima is on a mission to create a legacy of impact and empowerment, inspiring others to grow from wherever they are to achieve greatness. So, with a round of applause in the comment section, I want us to give Chidima a round of applause as one of our guests tonight. And I'll be moving on to read Elsa's bio as we wait for Mayowa to join us on the call. Okay. Okay. So Elsa Bankole is the founder of Elsa Lagos, a jewelry brand known for its stylish, affordable pieces and standout customer experience. Through personalized service and a deep understanding of our customers, Elsa has built a loyal community and grown Elsa Lagos into a trusted name in the Nigerian fashion space. With over 5 years of business experience, she believes that customer service is more than a duty. It's a powerful growth strategy, and she's a first class biochemistry graduate from the University of Lagos, Nigeria, and the eldest of 6 children. Passionate about business, financial independence, and living fully, Elsa brings art and intentionality into everything she does. You can check out more about Elsa on www.elsalagos.com. So, with a round of applause again, let us welcome Elsa to the panel. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay. So, Mayowa is yet to join us. I wouldn't know why. He said he's about to settle down, but would um would go on with the session, and you know we'll wait till he joins us. So, like I said earlier, this panel session is unlike other sessions that we've had, where the facilitator comes, with their slides, and then they teach us all of that. Today's session will be asking questions. So Elsa and Chidima from the bio I just read, they are graduates, right? Oh, but when they were in school, they were student entrepreneurs like yourself. So they understand the unique experience that comes with having a business while in school. So they actually understand. And Mayowa on his own, Mayowa just graduated, I think, yeah. So they are in the game. They are people. They have the experience. So they're not just teaching you from something they read somewhere. They are teaching you from a life they've lived, right? So they are telling you things that they experience, things that they've done, right? That can help your own journey. So I really want you to pay attention to today's class. And after I exhaust the questions I have written down already for them, there'll also be an opportunity for you to ask your own questions. So if you have a question that's been burning in your heart regarding business that you've not gotten an answer to, this is your time to ask that question. Thank you so much. Now, so I think we'll just start with. So I already introduced them, but I would still like them to introduce themselves. So Elsa, let's start with you. Just introduce yourself to us briefly. Tell us about your business, what you do. Thank you so much. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Elsa, we can't hear you. Hello. Okay. I'm not sure why we can't hear her. So, Chidima, I don't know if Chidima would. Okay.
Can you hear me
Elsa?
now? Can you hear
Yes, we
me?
can hear. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Okay. I don't know what happened, but you couldn't hear me with my laptop, so I had to switch to my phone.
Phone.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Elsa Bankole. I am an entrepreneur. I run a jewelry brand in Lagos. She already read my bio. That's basically everything about me. Um, I guess one interesting thing about me and my brand is that that's my only source of income. A lot of people have like a couple of side hustles, but Elsa Lagos is all that I do, and it's serving me pretty well. So thank you for having me.
Okay. Thank you, Elsa. Okay, so Mayowa is here. Hello, Mayowa. Welcome. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Hello, Ibukun. Hello, everyone. Yes, thanks for having me.
Welcome. Okay, so before you came on the call, I already read Elsa's and Chidima's bio, so I'll just quickly read yours before we kick off right with the session. So Philip Oluwamayowa, fondly known as Mayor of Luabi, is a Nigerian travel entrepreneur and proud local man with a global vision. He's the founder of Luabi Travels, where he helps bring people's travel dreams to life. Mayowa loves storytelling, inspiring purposeful living, and when he's not working, you'll find him traveling, researching new ideas, or catching up on his much needed sleep. His favorite quote is, "He who lives for himself dies small, but he who lives to serve leaves a legacy." So thank you so much. Let's give Mayowa a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us. So Chidima, yes, you can go on with your brief introduction.
Hi everyone, good evening. Hi Mayor of Loabi and hi Elsa. It's a pleasure to have you guys here and it's an opportunity to be here as well. My name is Chidima Obiabunmo and my brand name is Credible Chi Multi Service. My business name is Credible Chi Multi Service Enterprise and my brand name is Credible Chi, meaning most people know me by my brand name, which is Credible Chi. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm 23 years old living in Lagos, Nigeria. Basically, my bio says everything about me, but I would say one unique thing about me is my ability to balance my life. So I know when to have fun, I know when to be serious, I know when to, just be in the moment and like everything. So yeah, that's all about me.
All right. Thank you, Chidima. That was great. I think I like what you did. It was one fun thing about it. So I think Mayowa did that when he's introducing himself. So Mayowa, you have the stage. Just introduce yourself briefly and one fun thing about you, or one interesting facts about you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ibukun, once again. Hello, Elsa. Hello, Chidima. And good to see you here. And yes, just like Ibukun introduced, my name is Mayawa. Mostly known as Mayor of Luabi. Luabi is my brand and business name, Luabi Travels, which is a travel management service that helps people arrange their travel plans. And yeah, one unique thing about me is maybe I can use the cap, my filler, because that's something that most people use to identify me. The guy with the filler, the guy with the cap. And although I try to wear it as a fashion statement, it does have a meaning behind it. It has a traditional meaning, you know, of being a man that is proudly traditional, but it also has a meaning, deep meaning to me, which is one of integrity, one that encourages me to show up confidently and with authenticity. So that's what it represents. That's one unique thing about me. Another unique thing now about me is I'm officially unemployed because I just signed out of the University of Lagos. So I'm an entrepreneur that is officially unemployed. Yes, and I'm jealous of Chidima. I think she should teach me how to balance that life, that fun life, and that serious life. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah.
Okay, you're unemployed. Please, guys, don't mind. In fact, I'll not say anything anyways. When we get into it, we'll know whether he's unemployed or not. So that's fine. Thank you very much, Myra. Okay, so um, I said we'll just be asking questions generally from your journey. So just share from your journey. You can keep your cameras on, just have that feel. Okay, so I'll be asking the first question to Elsa, right? Elsa's started her business in a very unique way that is really, really interesting. Elsa started her business with 5,000 naira. So start with a business of 5,000 naira. And I would like to just ask Elsa, can you just share that journey with us? Because most students, for example, who want to start a business, that first complaint is, I don't have money, or this money is small, right? So for you you started your business with that amount of money, how would you explain the journey? What gave you that mindset? Like, okay, 5,000 naira, let me start. It doesn't matter. You didn't see it as a small money, right? So basically, just share that journey with us, and now you've now been able to like grow it from there to where it is now.
Okay. Um. So yes. First of all, Mayor, um, I'm your senior. What do you call it? I graduated from uni last year. So welcome to the workforce. Okay. Yeah. So I started Elsa Lagos in 2019 with 5,000 naira. But before I continue my story, 5,000 naira in 2019 is not 5,000 naira in 2025. It may be like 500 or something because 5K had more value then. So yeah, I was in 100 level and my allowance wasn't steady. It was erratic, if anything. So there was one particular day I was really hungry and I didn't have any money, no savings, nothing. Like, so I called my dad and I'm like, "Ah, how far, please, can you send me money? Like, I don't have money to eat." And he's like, okay, 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 he'll send me money. And then I think he sent money the next day and he sent me 2K. And when I saw the alert, I just hit like, what's going on here? I'm capable of making money now. So that provoked me to start my own business. So because of the course I was studying, because I was in school, the businesses I could do were kind of limited. So I decided to go for something that wouldn't take my time, didn't need a lot of money to start, and I had a ready market, like something that people around me could readily buy. So I was in the hostel at the time, surrounded by young ladies, young students. So I decided to just take 5K to the market and see what I could buy. I actually didn't have anything in mind. So I called my cousin and I asked her to borrow me 5,000 naira that I'll pay her back in 2 weeks. No business plan, no business name, nothing. So I had a roommate. She was my bunkmate, and she used to sell everything like recharge cards. She was a makeup artist, toiletries, makeup products. Like she was selling everything. So I knew that whatever I was going to start selling was something that she wasn't already selling. So we had a good relationship. So I asked her that she should please take me to the market with her, and I would see what I could sell that she wasn't already selling, and
Mm.
that limited my options to clothes, bags, and jewelry. So because there was no space, I mean, I was like, okay, let's just do jewelry. So I got a couple of items, brought it to the hostel, and business was open. And I've been doing that ever since.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you. So the need to make money pushed you like, what is 2,000 naira? Money for what? Is it for Gary? Okay. So I
Yes.
think I like that. Yeah. So that's basically pushed you. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. But I think my next question will go to Chidima. So Elsa already told us the reason why she chose the line of business, and I think that I would go with that question to other people too. So Chidima, why CAC registration business, or yeah, why business registration business? So there are a billion and one business ideas that you could have ventured into, right? So why that line of business?
All right, so why sales registration? Actually, just like Elsa, I think during her bio, she said that jewelry is like the only like her only source of income and like everything. She's not doing anything else. And that is it for me as well. I started the business of CS registration while I was in school, and that was my first time actually doing anything business. In short, that was my first time having like anything like an handwork or a skill, because I didn't learn any handwork or any skill while entering university. So I was just there with no skill, with no business. I was just there basically. So eventually, yeah, Sapa is always the greatest motivation for finding money. Sapa, when Sapa show you shege, you like nobody will tell you anything. You have to, pick one or two things to do. So while I was in school and my elder sister was already like leaving school, I knew that I had to like start looking for something to do. But then I know that I didn't want to like do the common hair making or selling of clothes and selling of bags, and the common businesses that were like around the university that period. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted something that I could do like with my laptop or with my phone, like at the comfort of my home. I'm a very this kind of person that prioritize her peace of mind, and I hate anything that would stress me out, basically, right? So I was looking, I told my sister, okay, I don't want to do the nail, I don't want to learn nail, I don't want to do makeup, I don't want to do I just want something that I can do like with my phone and my laptop. I'm in my house, I'm making my money, I do hey, that kind of thing. Luckily for me, one day I was scrolling on Facebook, and then I saw someone, talking about how you can learn to register people's businesses with CAC. That was my first time ever hearing that, oh, there is something called the business of CAC registration. I know that there's CAC registration, but I didn't know that, oh, people could actually do this as a business, right?
Mm,
So when I saw
yeah.
it, it sparked my interest. I was like, very interesting. And I told my sister about it. I mean, I was broke, so I don't even have money to learn it if I wanted to. And then she helped me out with the course fee and like everything, and I learned it. So that was how I went to see the business. And going into the business, I just found that it was very uncommon. Like, not many people know that, oh, this is something that you can actually do to make money. And the sweet part about this business is that you can do it at the comfort of your home, with your laptop, with your phone. You're printing money, you're making your money, like, no stress. Do you understand? So yeah, that was how I wanted it, and I went into it. And instead of just treating it like a side hustle, I decided to like go in, like lock in with it, this thing, and just try to like build structure and everything around it. And so far so good. That was what helped me through my own my university days. And even now that I'm out of school and like everything, that's still what's sustaining me till now. So yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. I think one thing I got from what you just said is the fact that you saw an opportunity and you took advantage of it. Because the truth is, millions, thousands of people would have seen that same video you saw or the advert or whatever it is that you saw, and they would not take action. That's the truth, right? But you saw it and you're like, okay, this is something I think I want to do. So I think that's one thing that I want us to learn, everyone. See the opportunity, because actually income exists in opportunity. Everything in this life exists in you taking advantage of an opportunity that you see. So thank you so much, Chidima, for that story. Mayowa, you're in the travel business. So I really love the diversity of this panel. Someone is doing fashion, someone else registration, business structure, and someone else travel. So Mayowa, tell us, why travel? Why not selling fashion items? Why not coding? Why you not in tech? Why you in the travel industry? Yes.
Thank you. So, I mean, interestingly, I've been in a bit of fashion before when I used to sell and print on t-shirts. I even did an exhibition, but that's part of the entrepreneurial journey. So, why travel? I think I realized a bit late that I actually have the entrepreneurial spirit inside me. I've always someone that has been at the forefront of responsibility, take responsibility for this, take responsibility for that. Even naturally, I was the first born. I always have to take responsibility for my siblings. But why travel? I've always had three interests early on: mathematics, music, and then travel. I always wanted to be a bucket list traveler, a globe trotter. And mathematics, engineering didn't work because didn't give me engineering. You didn't like change that story. Music didn't work because no typical African parents will allow their child waste their destiny and future and go and study music. So I stumbled in geology. That was what I studied in Unilag. Then during the ASU strike and the entire COVID break and all of that, I got connected to my last passion, which is travel. So something happened. There was and even in travel, it wasn't really the travel business because there's the act of traveling itself. There is the adventure of travel, and there's the travel business. What I mean is in the travel and aviation industry. So while there was a trip I went for in 2019, right, where I got the privilege of attending the tourism conference, a travel and tourism conference. So I saw different travel businesses in different fields, in different directions. They were all gathered, just like you have a trade market. So they were all gathered there, and I was interested. I thought rather than doing a bucket list travel, something that serves me, why not do something that serves others, right? Which is in my personal philosophy, serving others. So, and how do I serve others in this point? Which is helping them book their travels, helping them manage their trips. So that was just it. I had an insight. I was connected to travel, and our people are always traveling. So I wanted to just be in the business of serving people, of helping people get to their destination. But more recently, my latest project, which is a subset of Luabi, it's called Luabi Global. That is a travel management service for what I call Africans that put Africa on the global map. So what I want to do is it's also an act of service, business service, because I believe the average youth, the average young person has the average young African rather has global potential. We want to be at the forefront of giving them the service that manages their trip. So let's say Elsa has to be at Paris Fashion Week, or Chidima has to be at a conference in Geneva. What we want to say is, Chidima, you focus on whatever you are going to say there. Elsa, you focus on what you are going to do there. As a matter of fact, we have someone flying today for a fashion show in Paris. But how you get there, where you will stay, every travel logistics, leave it up to us. We want to help you. You just represent us well. How you get there is up to us. So what started, all of that is to say that what started me in the travel business was a passion I had for travel, the adventure of travel. I opted on the adventure of travel, which landed me in a conference, and I saw the travel business as an opportunity to serve people who will be traveling. So that is how I found myself where I am today. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And thank you for telling Elsa and Chidima how they can book your service. All right. That was great. Okay, so I think we'll just go straight into like some of the like very common questions that many people have on their mind. And I think I'll start with a question on sale. And there is my first question to Elsa. So Elsa, I watched one of your videos. You did an interview with Founders Connect, and you spoke about how you were able to make as far back as I think 29. I can't remember the year now, but like when you first started your business, how after having a conversation with someone, you were able to make a millionaire in sales, right? And before then, you never thought it was possible. And I think this is one thing that many small business owners, especially student business owners, find impossible to believe. Especially when you're just maybe in your mind you feel like, well, what am I selling? I'm just selling maybe books. I'm selling just shoes. So I would like you to just tell us what was that mindset shift like for you, and can you just explain like the steps you took, because a month before that time you never thought it was possible, right? And then the following month, after that conversation, it became possible. I know it's not only about the mindset. You definitely took some steps. So you can just take us through that journey just to help our participants. Thank you.
Okay, so this was in 2021. I was in, I think the strike had just ended. I don't even know what was going on with Unilag at the time, but I was focused fully on my business. And a friend of mine had introduced me to her business coach, and he was very like on fire. I think that's the word. Like anybody he speaks to, he inserts that fire to them. So I was lucky enough to meet him when I did. And he changed my mindset in 3 ways, or he helps me in 3 ways. The first way was by breaking down 1 million naira. So at the time, the average price of my products was about 2,000 naira. And therefore, if somebody asks me to make 1 million naira, it's like, and my necklaces are just like 2K. How am I supposed to make 1 million naira? It looks like a lot of money. It looks insurmountable. But he told me that 1 million naira is 500K from two people, it's 250K from four people, it is 125K from eight people, it's 100K from 10 people, 50K from 20 people. He broke it down to the average price of my products. And he's like, if you can sell, somebody should help me do that math real quick, 1 million divided by 2K. And he's like, if you can sell this amount of products in
Okay.
a month, what's that?
I think that's maybe about 500 people or so.
500
Let me do the
people. Yeah,
calculation. Let me do the calculation here.
yeah, it's 500.
Divided by
So he's like, thank you, Mayor. So it's like, if you can sell to 500 people one item of 2,000 naira, you have made 1 million. And I was like, it's true. And he's like, okay, if 100 people is too much, do 250 people. If 2 people is too much, you get the idea now. So that
yeah.
really shifted my mindset to stop thinking about money as one huge insurmountable thing. But when you break it down to its units, it's like, oh, this is easy. So it now became like a game. oh, how many can I sell today to reach my target? How many people do I have to talk to today to get to my target? So that was the first thing. The second thing
Mm.
was actually putting yourself out there. Yeah, a small business owner, you understand, but like at the time, social media wasn't so popular. This was like 2021. Shortly, I mean, it was during lockdown that everybody really started coming on the internet, like doing reels and all of that. So at the time, I wasn't posting anywhere. I wasn't posting on WhatsApp. I wasn't posting on Instagram. I wasn't posting on any of the platforms. I was just selling to people that I saw face to face. So I took that step, started posting consistently on all my social media. I wasn't shy about it. Like, this is what is feeding me, please. Why are you shy? What's a shame? What's a shame in the face of poverty? So I, you know, put myself out there as every single day. It goes to the point where people start asking me, are you still in school? Did you drop out? Because I really went hard, right? And then the third thing he did was he helped me understand the psychology of sales. Nigerians are very unique people to sell things to because we're just different. Abroad, you can do lemonade stand on your streets and people will come and meet you and you have sold. In Nigeria, open lemonade stand, you will drink your thing by yourself. So it became a matter of like, how do you sell to Nigerians in particular? And Nigerians, what's that thing they say? I wolf the wrong belly. Once you slap free on anything, hey, you see the way they'll rush you. So it was like, do free delivery, get buy one get one free, even if it's not free. And this is where being a business owner, like being smart, comes in. If something costs 5,000 naira normally, and you want to do buy one get one free, increase the price of the one to 8K or 10K. So they are paying for the two, but because you said buy one get one free, it's like, let me come and cheat this business owner. They don't know what they are doing. Or, and guys, can you believe it? Do you understand? So
Yeah.
once a Nigerian feels like they are cheating you or they are getting something, like they are using your head, they are going to patronize you. That's just the fact. Like, and then I think the last thing that helped, I mean, it was just in a month, but by the time I combined all these things together, it's like I was surprised too. So the last thing I'll say is excellence and consistency. If you are selling trash, it's just a matter of time before people realize that you are selling trash and they stop patronizing you. The world is very big, but the world is also very small. All it takes is one person to come out or maybe Twitter to drag you, and that thing will follow you. Like, that's your digital footprint. If anybody types your name on social media, that bad review is going to come up. So if you're excellent, people can now say things like, oh, I got this necklace for 2K, oh, but I've been wearing it for 2 years. That's like, are you serious? Like, oh, who is the person? A lot of my sales came from referrals and word of mouth reviews. They never fail. Never, even if a customer's complaint is not directly going to bring you more money, you need to take it as seriously as a sale. So if somebody comes to you and says something like, oh, Elsa, this necklace I got, it's turned black after 2 days. Even if they're the first person to bring that, and don't ever say, oh, you're the first person to complain. That's not good business ethic. Even if they're the
Yeah.
first, even if you think it's a lie, even if you think they're lying, make sure that that person leaves that place happy, because one customer well served is 100 potential customers, and one customer that you did not serve properly, or one unhappy customer, is 1,000. They are going to, in fact, anywhere your name is mentioned, they'll make it a point to say, don't buy from that person, she was very rude, she's selling nonsense. Is it not that Elsa, babe? Do you understand? Good reviews may not fly as fast, but they also move. Like, they also tell people. It could be that your name just came up in the office that, I want to get a gift for my boss. I didn't know. When I say, oh yeah, that's true. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, really? But if it's bad review, in the next day they'll be telling their friends, but still, right? So being consistent and being excellent, those are the two things that, so all those things together are the things that made me like get to that goal, and I have consistently gotten, I've not sold less than that any month since then. So
Wow. That's great. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving us that mathematics, that calculation. I think that's the thing. So when you hear a particular amount, if you don't actually, it's just like when you want to achieve a particular goal, right? If you don't break the goal down into bits, it will look insurmountable. So, for example, you have a goal that you want to become the next education minister in Nigeria, for example. It will look like a big goal, but if you start from, okay, what can I do today? Okay, maybe I can start teaching children in low income communities, institution, and volunteer or work there. That is you already moving towards your goal little by little. So thank you very much for take away from break down that big goal you have that you want to achieve in your business, and it will become easy. I think the next question will go to Chidima. So Chidima, you recently got into VIMP. Congratulations. So VIMP is a program by in Nigeria, and they got into their VIMP program, Venture in Management program. So this question is basically regarding assessing opportunities for small business owners, right? Because I know that opportunities like this, they give you access to knowledge, network, and many other things. So the question I would like to ask is, how did you get access to that? What really helped you? Like what was the application process like, right? How, like, what was the application process like? What helped you? What were the things you think you did that helped you get into that program? Because I know that there were about thousands of people that applied, and they pick only like a very little fraction. So what was the process like for you to get that opportunity, and what lessons can our participants learn to also get similar opportunities for them to grow their business or to also or grow personally?
Okay, so let me start by saying VIMP is a mini MBA certification put together by Junior Achievement Nigeria and sponsored by Lagos Business School alongside Aliko Dagote Foundation, Channels TV, and Cardinal Stone. So VIP is like a 1 week intensive program where you get insight, practical skills, and real life cases on how to thrive in today's business world. So if you're looking at getting a master's degree, like any subject interest, getting into VIMP will be like the right step in that direction because it just opens your mind and lets you know, okay, this and this are what you likely see in that phase, that master's phase, and like everything. So will I say, you asked how did I get into VIMP? So while I was in school, actually, I've always heard of VIMP, and I know that okay, this is something that I'm interested in. This is something that would expand my knowledge and like access and connections and like every other thing. So I was very intentional that okay, once I'm out of school, because I think part of the requirements of you getting into VIM is that you should be a graduate and you should also be like serving, right? Either you're about to serve or you're already serving, or you've already saved. So that's like part of the requirement. So I was very intentional about it. So I looked out for when the application link opened and like everything, and then I applied. Another thing that helped me was because I have a mentor. Right? I mean, in business and in life generally, you can't do it alone. That's for sure. So you need somebody that is like experienced, someone that has walked that path that you're about to walk, to like guide you, to like tell you, okay, don't do this, don't do that. Because if you're trying to do things alone, you'll spend more time, you know, doing it than if you have an experience of somebody that will tell you, okay, instead of going this way, go that way, use this method and stuff like that. So that was what helped me as well into getting the VIM program, because his assistance and his guide helped me with my application and like everything. Applying to VIMP is actually like it's a lot. So anybody that applied and did not even get selected, I will still clap for you, because the whole process was kind of stressful. After you applied, though, if you get selected, they'll call you for an interview. Then after that interview, that's when you will now know if you be among the selected 150 participants. So it's 150, and over 3,000 people applied. So I was lucky to be part of the 150 people that were chosen, right? So what else? I think Vimp just like opens your mind, because we had to like work with real life cases. We work with um practical examples and everything. At the end of the day, we still had to carry out a CSR project, that's like corporate social responsibility project, to impact other people, to tell other people what we've learned and like everything. So it's just very intensive. And I would recommend, like, okay, anybody that is looking at, getting more knowledge, getting connections, and all of that stuff, to apply for Vim. If you have the opportunity, you should actually do that. So what else? I think that's about it.
Okay, thank you very much, um, Chidima. That's great. So I think related to that is the next question I'm going to ask Mayowa. So Mayowa, I like the example you even gave when you're introducing yourself that you attended a conference. I said you attended lots of conference and events like this. How has that shaped your work? Like how has that helped you grow basically? Because I think that's one thing that many people, not even business owners now, generally young people should actually take very seriously attending events, conferences. So basically, Maya, share with us how going to these conferences, event, how it has shaped your work, and your business.
Okay, yeah. So conferences and events, I think they are a very important part of anyone and any entrepreneur that sees themselves as learners, because I think that's a position that you always want to be. You always want to be in the position of learning. And there are many sides, there are many benefits to attending conferences, both towards personal development and even to your business. And the most reason that people go for conferences, which is one of the benefits, is to network. But I have a bias against that. But one of the reasons why I go to conferences is to as a means of stretching. Personally, I am always in my cubicle, in my man cave, working, working, working. So any opportunity to even go outside, I always appreciate it. And you never know opportunities. You need information, right? Like Lai would say, he would say info le off info, which is you fly with information. So there's a lot of information out there that, although we have social media that gives us like a wide access to information, also in these conferences you get to meet people, you get to get information directly, as opposed to in your corner on your bed when you are scrolling through Instagram when you are distracted. Because when you are dressing up and you're going for a conference, you are basically putting yourself in a position to learn. And I've learned so many conferences. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'll be in two conferences. I'm going to TEDx NUTM. I'm going to be at the round table. That's usually hosted by Kennedy. You are going. Chidima, see you there. By yes, I don't want to mispronounce his surname, but by Kennedy. Right. By the way, shout out to Kennedy. That's definitely that's definitely Chidima's sibling. That's definitely something. His programs, his public lecture is definitely something that everyone that is trying to develop themselves should be part of. Check out Kennedy Akezie. Chidima, please help me if I pronounce that wrongly. But for example, one club that I've joined recently that has helped my personal development is Toastmasters. Toastmasters has given me the leverage to learn presentation mastery. It has helped my confidence. It has helped my public speaking. Guess why I found out about Toastmasters? Although one of my mentor I knew, I've always known he attends Toastmasters. He's been a member of Toastmasters. But I went for TEDx Lagos last year. I met Mr. Pradesh Palwan. He's an Indian. He told me, I walked up to me, told me about Toastmasters, and I joined. So if I didn't go for such a conference, I wouldn't, have gotten that information. So conferences have been very crucial to me because you get to it's just like because like it's basically learning, right? And you have different means of learning. You read books, which is the most powerful way to learn from people, especially people that are far off. You listen to podcasts, you watch the TV, catch the news on TV programs, or you attend conferences, right? A lot of people that you look up to, you get to see them up close. And when you get to see them up close, you get to realize that okay, maybe what I'm trying to be is not so far off, because seeing this person gives me that glimmer of hope that it is achievable. Another thing about conferences is, you know, It also helps even as a business owner. You get, because business is a game of numbers, right? And by numbers we mean people. And conferences is where you get to meet people. Yeah, fine. You can run ads. You can tell your friend on your WhatsApp status. But what about walking to people and testing your confidence and pitching your product or your business to strangers, right, in person, and you leave a physical memory. However, I tell people not to be too cliche about it. Some people just go to conferences because they want to network. I don't believe in networking with people. I believe in getting to know people, right? Because everybody virtually knows that you want to network with them. Networking can be overwhelming. You just pack and gather contacts that amounts to nothing at the end of the day. So when you go for conferences, the major goal should be for learning. There are other things you can get from conferences. You meet amazing people. There are many people that I've met from conferences, like so many people, and it's always an essential part of my life because I consider myself someone that is still learning. So that's why tomorrow, you catch me at a conference in the morning, in the afternoon. Next week, you catch me another one. About week, you catch me another one. I keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. So they have been instrumental to me. Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I'll still come back to this aspect of learning because it's very, very important, right? For example, this program, right, the START program is another avenue for small business owners, especially student entrepreneurs to learn. So it's very important. So speaking about events, Elsa has a very unique experience about conferences where she won a grant. I would like us to talk to us about that. So beyond, I loved the perspective that Chidima brought, to the conversation regarding how the VIM program has given us so much exposure, how they carry out answer practical sessions and things. And then Mayowa sharing his own experience with joining the community Toastmasters and how it has helped his presentation skills and public speaking skills. So beyond even the learning aspect, events have so much more to offer, right? And I'd like Elsa to share her own experience with us regarding how she got a grant, an event that she just attended. She didn't even know. So Elsa, please can you just share that experience with us. Thank you.
Okay. Um, this I'm not really outing person the way Maya is. But all the things he was listing, myself, I was taking notes because I've not heard about them before. But
Okay.
um, this particular one is because of a community I joined,
Mm.
and it's a community of business owners. So we were, there was a flow of information concerning trade fairs, pop-up shops, business loans, things that help businesses, right? And then they shared this particular one by Sterling Bank called the Start to Scale Summit. So I actually went for that conference because of a particular speaker. She's the founder of the Accounting Hub. And I've heard us, like, I don't know, I was really intrigued by her story. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not really doing anything. Let me just go and, get some information. And when I got there, the program was going on. It was very long. It started in the morning till evening, like 9 to 5. And me, I'm not a 9 to 5, so this was very strange for me. And I was getting tired. I'm like, let me even be going home. But I just said, let me just chill to the end. And then around like 3 p.m., they're like, oh, they're going to do an impromptu pitch competition. I'm like, yeah, okay. And they're like, the first 10 people I think they said 5, to raise up their hand will be chosen. I don't even know why my hand flew up. They didn't even tell us how much was on the line. My hand just went up like me, and and I was chosen, and they called us forward, and they just gave us the mic and said we should pitch ourselves to the panel of judges. There's some pretty impressive people on that panel, and so I just spoke from the heart. Like, "Oh, okay, this is what I do. I'm a student, you know." And the people that spoke before me were talking about agriculture, feeding Africa. One was like education, homeless children in Makoko, all those nice things. And here I was talking about vanity. So I didn't have any hopes, like, ah, what will be, right? And they announced the winner like 30 minutes after, and they're like, oh, the winner of the pitch competition is Elsa Lagos. And I'm like, me? Really? So, and I won 400K that I did not have to pay back. That money was very sweet. And I think one thing that helped me on the pitch competition was really Like before going for the competition, I really knew what I was doing in business at that point. It was not a matter of survival anymore, even though that is why I started. It wasn't a matter of, making ends meet. There was now a purpose and intentionality behind Elsa Lagos. And that was what I was able to communicate with the judges. Also, I think they asked us a question like, how would you spend 500K or something like that? So I was very realistic with my expenditure. Some people were saying they'll buy a car. And you're like, car with 500K, as how? Like, which car is that? Even keke self. So, being very realistic, knowing your numbers, knowing your business, I was able to like really break it down for them. And also having future, like having a plan for your business. I was able to say that, oh, by next year, by the time I graduate, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going. And yeah, that was my experience at the pitch competition.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So thank you for even explaining like the things you think help you. Chidima also has that. Chidima, I'd like to share that experience with us too, right? I know you want a grant for your business through an event. So just share basically the factors. I love the way Elsa took us to the factors that helped her get that money, knowing your numbers, having a plan for the money. Because imagine I watched the video and a particular pastor was called somebody else from the choir. If I give you 3 million naira, now what will you use it for? She was just blank. And she was just looking at him, and I think that if she had a plan in mind, or if she already had a vision in mind, she'd have had an answer for him. But she was just blank, and the man was like, "That's why God cannot give you that money now, because when He gives you that money, you actually have no plan for it, right?" So thank you, also, for giving us that perspective on it. So Chidima, I'd like to also hear your thoughts. Like, what are the factors that people should that business owners should consider to take seriously when pitching their business for funding at events or even online anyway. Thank you.
Okay, so things to consider when pitching your business would be one, to know your business, right? Most times, some people run a business that they don't have full knowledge about. Like, it's just like half baked, half knowledge kind of thing. Like, I feel like, okay, as every business owner that you are, whatsoever business that you're running, you should have like an in-depth knowledge of what exactly it is that you do, because you can't give what you don't have, right? You can't
Yeah.
pour from an empty basket. You should be knowledgeable about your business. You should know like the ins and outs. You should know what's trending. You should know what's the news and like everything that's at top of your business, so that whenever you're called to pitch, or whenever you're called to like talk about your business, you won't be blank. You won't like, okay, be confused. You know what and what to say. That's one. You should be knowledgeable about your business. You should know your business like at the back of your palm, right? Then the second one would be to I would I would say register your business, because I think most people actually lose out on grants and funding opportunities because they don't have like a structured business. You can't call yourself like a business owner, or you're seeing that, okay, you want to build this business in like a very big way, in a global way. You have like this beautiful plans for your business, and then you're still like playing small. Like, you're still treating it like it's a side hustle, or you're treating it like it's a glorified hobby kind of thing. If truly you have plans for that business, you see yourself doing it big, you see yourself getting funding, applying for grants and all of that stuff, the first thing for you to do is to register your business with CAC. Like, that is the very first step. And after that, you get your business account, like your corporate account in your business name. Because most times you have that opportunity, or let's say for example you get the opportunity of actually pitching your business, and then you win this opportunity. Some of business owners lose out on these opportunities because their business is not registered, because they don't have a corporate account. I don't know if most people here should be familiar with Nelly, Niger brand chic. I think earlier this year she rolled out this grant thing where she was giving some certain amounts of money um businesses, right? And one of the requirements was for them to have a registered business, and for them to have like a business account. And people that she picked, she had to drop them because their business was not registered, and they didn't have like a corporate account, and that's how they lose that. Like, that's how they lost on the whole thing. So know your business, have good knowledge on your business, get it registered if you're really serious about building that business, right? And then the third one will be confident. Like, be confident in what you sell. Be confident in your skill, be confident in your service, be confident in your product. Some of you don't even believe in your product, you don't even believe in like your business, so how do you want others to believe in it, right? You like you need to get that confidence up. You need to like talk about your business like it's the thing, like it's the it thing. Even if you're selling lip gloss, even if you're selling jewelry, even if you're doing makeup, like have confidence in your business. Like that alone is like a booster. It's going to make you be able, it will make you be able to like talk. It will make you like be able to step into rooms and get the attention of people. I believe if Elsa was not confident, she wouldn't have been able to talk about her business the way she did when she got the opportunity to, right? Maybe she would have gotten the microphone and just blanked out basically. But because she has that confidence in her business and like everything, that was how she was able to talk. And also because she knows her business, right? She understands her business and like everything. So I think that's like these are my 3 pointers: be knowledgeable about your business, register your business, have a corporate account for your business, and then have confidence in your business. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was really, really great. So yeah, be confident about your business, be able to talk about it well. And I think it ties to everything everyone has said so far. For example, Mayowa always going for conferences is to learn more, right? Chidima too and Elsa as well. So thank you so much. So my next question is obviously to Mayowa. And my question is, so you were explaining how, okay, different individuals traveling to any country, you are there to like take care of their travel logistics and all. And I'm sure you have access to some high network individuals. So how were you able to expand your business offerings, beyond just because it's a mindset thing, right? Anybody can start a travel business and they'll just focus on, okay, let me just do logistics within Nigeria or within, they'll put a limit on their brain for like just basically. But you just told us on the call right now that you are planning travel logistics for somebody going to Paris for a fashion show. So how were you able to get like just go beyond dreaming like let me just do a small scale thing to dreaming to like a global, you know, to a global scale basically for a business?
Okay. I mean, I think it's so many things lumped up into one. I think it's the personal understanding of the potential that I know that we Africans have. I am so I am so there's just been something natural in me that just wants to show our African excellence to the world. That just wants to show how whatever we have as a people, as in our uniqueness, I just wants to show it to the world. That's something that's just been me. You see pictures like Obasanjo standing in front of like a list of top country presidents, or you see Obasanjo, that Agbada picture with Jimmy Carter, and you are proud that yes, or you see our Afrobeats doing numbers, getting recognition, or you see, take for example, am I the only one that is excited when you see that your favorite American creator that does one of their shows and they mention or just give reference to Nigeria? And you're just like, yeah, that's my country. So I'm just someone that has just been proud and just been eager to see Nigeria be on the global, map. And I've just always then there's now the statistics that backs it up, which is the world is definitely going to come back to Africa because Africa has that median age of the youth
Yes.
population over 300 million. So when I'm looking at the next 5, 7 up to 10 years, this set of people that are 17, 18, the TikTok generation, they are going to be where the youthful market is that the world wants to partake in. So it's just from that understanding, it's a personal philosophy which I always try to extend to people that see the average African has global potential. And it's not just about just saying African because that's where every continent, every race, every chunk of people have their own uniqueness. But I just feel like we as a people, our own uniqueness, our own potential has just been something that has been untapped. And it is time that need to begin to step into the limelight. So, you know, if our talent is being exported, if our global talents are being exported, if our people are being exported, then I want to be in a place where we serve to give them that access and that service that helps them get there. And I really agree, and I really agree with identify with what Chidima said, which is, to always think global, even from the, it's something I tell you, start scrappy, like your start is going to be scrappy. All the opportunities I have, all the things, take for example, our customers now, we just did something whereby when they are flying in the airport, they have a VIP lounge where they can sit down. 2 years ago, even in January, I served a very big client and I didn't have that for them. So you're going to start scrappy, but always think global, put something ahead. It could be a motivator. For some reason, I like Arasta, right? And I used to just tell myself that I want to build a travel business that Arasta, that will be Arasta's go-to management service. So you can just put that in front of you. I want to build this business such that so person, such that Mark Zuckerberg, such that Elon Musk can patronize it. Puts it because the truth is, like I said, and I like that we are seeing a lot of young people that are entering entrepreneurship and personal development early on, because I also don't like to just put it to the angle of entrepreneurship, because not every one of us will be entrepreneurs. But at whatever stage you are, whether as an entrepreneur, as a founder, or in a corporate person, I believe we should all have the entrepreneurial spirit and the spirit of personal development. So, you know, the world is going to come back to Africa. There's going to be a lot of limelight towards African businesses. And we see this, even businesses that have gone ahead, they believe in the young potential. That's why you have Vim, for example. That's why you have grants, more and more grants showing up, because we want to begin to support our businesses. I for one, have participated in a grant. I'm on one currently. That's the Tony Elumelu Foundation. This series, the program is still going on, and which is something I think I will encourage everyone here to join. There are a lot of opportunities that will give you a bit of leverage. Find one. It could be Vim, it could be Tony Elumelu, it could be something, it could be this, it could be that, it could be in one conference that you attend. Just find something. And yeah, all of that is just to say that I've just had a personal belief of the potential and the global catch that the African talents have. And it has just always, and seeing the statistics and the reality of it, has just always want me to position myself and sell something and have a service that has global potential. So for anyone, in addition to what Chidima said about registering your business, yes, register your business, think global. In addition to that, trademark your business. Trademark your business. Trademarking is something that my lawyer pointed me to, that I've seen the importance of. Trademark your business. Don't think small. You might start scrappy, you might be starting small, but you don't have to remain small. Think
Yeah.
global. The world does not end in Mushin or Okokomaiko or Surulere. There is Kenya, there is Rwanda, there is, who sells, you cannot sell your service to someone in Canada. And we see it, even if you think Canada, the whites, the Americans are far off, a lot of us are jackpying there. Do you understand? Your uncle, your aunt is going to Canada, another one is going to Luxembourg, another one is going to Berlin. They are relocating. Those are, outlets of our Nigerian products as service. People want to wear Nigerian Ankara. People are listening to Nigerian Afrobeats art. Everything that we have can be exported. So don't sell yourself short, right? Don't sell yourself short. And lastly, I'll say be persistent. Being persistent is something that has helped me. I used to tell someone that I mentor that, how you get your customers or how you grow is not by how polished you are, it's about how persistent you are. Because nobody starts polished, right? Nobody is even as polished as they want, right? Elon Musk is still trying to polish up the service he gives, but it's that persistence, that matters at the end of the day. So start scrappy, start small, think global. It's not about how polished you are, it's about how persistent you are. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Mayo has dropped gems. Gems. Hope you guys caught those gems. Please catch them all. Catch them. Thank you so much, Mayowa. Wow, yeah. So you're going to start scrappy, but don't remain scrappy. You're going to start local, but don't remain local. Go global. And thankfully, we have like so many people here from different countries in Africa. We have Nigerians on the call. We have Rwandans. We have people from Malawi, Ghana. So you mentioned that you guys won a grant from Tony Elumelu Foundation. That's very great. So since Tony Elumelu Foundation grant is mostly for Africans, I would like you to actually share that experience with us. What was the application process? Because I'm sure like many people on this call might even be applying for it already and like, what can I do to get it? So you already have experience. Please come and tell us, how did you get into it? What were like the key factors you think really helped your application get successful? Thank you.
Yeah, I think. Thank you for that. So, point to point out clearly, we have not gotten the grant yet. We actually applied for this year's program, so we have gone through. We're in the program. We got in after the application, just like Chidima is currently in VIM. And it's also not an easy thing to get into. And just like majority of these grants, because they try to shortlist. But one of the things that I think that I've seen that they are looking out for, the training has been very impactful, very helpful. I've learned a lot of things about business plan, about a pitch deck. I can't believe like it was through this foundation that I was able to sit down and draft a 50-page business plan for my business. Something I could not even sit down to do for my university project. I mean, it's also because the business, there's a passion attached to it. But anyways, one thing that I see that anyone, it might not be, because we have different kinds of investments. Business, you have grants that gives you the money, you have investors that you pay off to, you have loans that you might get, you have venture capitals. Like they are at different layers at different stage, different layers. But I'll say, for anyone starting out, please don't go near any investment that has you to commit. you know at most, at least for the first 3 years of your business, just welcome grants. Don't jump into any sorry if I have to make this diversion, because speaking with some of my business friends now, we realize that we thank God that we didn't jump into some commitments that we were excited about 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, someone will say they want to invest so in your business to get so percent or so equity, and now in 2025 you are looking at it, can you imagine? It was because of this small amount of money that I wanted to sell my business. So for now, even if times are tough, which brings me to what they are looking out for. So what they are looking for is strong belief in your business. You need to have a strong belief, because anyone can come up with an idea, right? But what makes winners is people that are able to execute and be persistent. Because trans you know trouble times will come, there'll be ups and downs, there'll be slow times, but it's that belief that you have, that that yes, even though the sky is wide for every bird to fly, I am going to stand out. Then also uniqueness. Every person, just like every person, has a uniqueness to them, in their fingerprints, in their DNA. Every business can have its uniqueness. One of the easiest way to find uniqueness is niching down. But even in niching down, you can have your own uniqueness. So that's what something you say. So even if you're applying for training anymore, you'll tell you, oh, yes, oh, because I guess like 10,000 fashion designers will apply, but what makes your own fashion designing, different? And the funny thing, some of these things are tied to you. Like you don't have to look externally. It's really tied to you. Your uniqueness is tied to you. The uniqueness you can apply to your business is tied to you. So really just looking within and saying, okay, yes, there is this, but I can just make my business 10 times this, 10 times more seamless, 10 times. There's just a plus one somewhere. It could be in the price, it could be in the presentation, it could be in the story. You just find something that is a plus one. That is what they are looking out for. They're also looking out for track record. Track record is what they are looking out for. They are looking out for your ability, to lead a team, because being an entrepreneur is not just about like what Chidima or Elsa said, having a favorite hobby. No, it's a proper venture. It's a child that should grow. It's something that you should expect to grow, and you can't grow a child if you cannot lead a child, right? So there's that leadership part. There is also there's something I wanted to say that skipped my mind, but that's really something that they are looking out for, which is that the grit, the persistence, the belief in your business. That even if everyone else is doing it, there is this unique thing that stands me out. And yeah, that's pretty much you know those were the things that I applied that got me into the program and has carried me through the program. Storytelling too, storytelling, right? Storytelling is also something that says, what's the story behind your brand? What's the story behind what you're selling, right? Because people nowadays, we're getting to a culture where people now identify with businesses in a sentimental, the value that people attach to businesses is sentimental. It's not something that is full blown in this part of the world, because the economy doesn't, our purchasing power is limited, so people are looking for the cheapest, right? But in a lot of other sectors, and even in some countries, people are not looking at the cheapest. They're just looking at the brand that they appeal with, and how those brands get people in is in the storytelling, right? So that's why you see
Yeah.
Nike has an aspirational storytelling. We have GT Bank, we have UBA, we have Access Bank, but each of these banks, they have different unique stories, and we know the unique stories that they tell. So
Yeah.
yeah, just unique storytelling, finding your uniqueness, as a means of niching down, having a strong belief in your business, because it's always translates, and having that persistence, regardless of what comes up. I think those are the things that have carried me through so far. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I think that storytelling part is very key. And as to our participants now, most times when you hear storytelling, you think, oh, you have to have one extraordinary story. No, actually, most storytelling, most brands that use storytelling, they're usually from like personal experiences. So, for example, Dr. Ola Brown of Flying Doctors, the reason why I started her business was because her younger sister needed medical attention and she could not, you know, get transported to where she could receive the attention, the medical assistance, and she died. That was the story behind. That's the story behind that brand. Your own does not have to be like, oh, dead, something's, so spectacular. So today, there's a particular person I served with in NYC, and I saw that she started a events planning business, and she's an engineer. And I was not like, you are you are an engineer, a construction engineer actually, and you are doing event planning. Now, and I saw she did a post on why she started. She was like, oh, she's the last child. She's like the last girl. She was like, oh, going through, her sisters planning their weddings. She sees how they go through stress and all of that, and that was what made her start the company. And I'm like, okay, this is very, very interesting. If I actually see something like that as a bride, for example, that's something that would endear me to a event planning agency, that okay, this person gets it. So your story can be anything. It can be anything at all, right? So I think that's also very, very important. Thank you very much for pointing that out, Mayowa. So I think I'll just ask us one questions generally, a general question about, I have about two questions to ask everybody. So I'll start with Elster. So the first general question is, what's one risk you've taken in your business, right? And how did it go? Whether it went badly or it went great as you expected. So what's that one risk? Like, or let me frame it this way. Tell us what you think about taking risk in business, especially as a student entrepreneur, that you know that this business is your life, right? Some people, they don't even have many extra help from home. That's what that business is their life. So how should they approach risk taking? And you can also share from your own experience a risk you've taken in your business and the results that you got from it. Thank you. So that question is to everybody, Mayowa, and Chidima. So after Elsa, Chidima, you can go next, then Mayowa. Thank you.
Okay, when it comes to my business, I mean, I started my business in 100 level. I did this for the whole time I was in Unilag. I graduated with a first class in arguably one of the most difficult courses in Unilag. And that's a risk because I know I had classmates that were also running businesses and did not have the same results. So for me, it was a matter of no one is coming to save me. If you fail, yeah, failed. Do you get? I had a vision for what I wanted and what I wanted to achieve. So I just did everything in my power to make sure that I achieved my goals, both in building my business and both in graduating well from school. But when it comes to a tangible risk I took, I'm going to go back to the grants, and I won 400K from that grant, and I used all the money to import products from China. So that was like 2022 thereabouts, and Temu was not like so popular then. It wasn't really a popular thing to import from China if you're not a big business. Like mini importation, you will hear about it and you will hear horror stories like, oh, they imported and what they got was maybe like mini size, or it was fake, or it was something. But I got advice from a madman and he was selling gadgets at the time and he was importing those gadgets. So I'm like, why, how are you so confident like in what you're importing, confident enough to resell them? And he's like that, oh, just read the product description very well. And he gave me a crash course in importation. I think that meeting was maybe 30 minutes. It was in Dodo Pizza, somewhere in Surrey. Like he just sat down, he just put me through. And that 30 minutes crash course literally changed the trajectory of Elsa Lagos, because I had there was passion for my business before, price was great, all those good stuff. But now I had an extra unique selling point, which is selling things that you cannot find anywhere else in Nigeria. So the fact that I could get these things straight from China, I was importing items that were not necessarily mainstream. So I moved from just selling jewelry that anybody could get access to if they went to Eco Market, to creating my own trends, to becoming a trendsetter or some sort. So now, if I want something to start raining, quote unquote, I'll just import plenty of it and I will start posting it. I will get like micro influencers to do videos wearing it. Me self, I'll be wearing it when I go out, wearing it to church, and then it becomes a trend. So that was my first time trying it, and I have replicated that a lot of other times since then. It is not always successful because I have some things at home that I've not been able to move out. But the amazing thing about fashion is that everything has seasons. So I know that season will eventually come, right? But apart from the money from the grants, I also took the risk of collecting money like an investor. So I know Mayor spoke about that like in the first couple of years, and I completely agree. I started collecting loans in like the first year of my business, but it was never for equity. I have never like said, oh, if you give me this money, you have 5% of Elsa Lagos. Please, you cannot afford Elsa Lagos is that one. But I always like paid back with interest, and I collect from friends and family. So the first person I took money from was a friend. I collected 200K. I told him I'll pay back, I think 20% interest in 6 months. It was so wild to me because that was the first time I was collecting that kind of money from someone, and he trusted me enough to give it to me, and I paid back. Most people are so afraid of collecting money because they're afraid that they won't be able to pay it back. But I always say, like in business, you need money to make money. It's a risk I have taken over and over and over again. I've even increased it now. I collect 1 million from my friends, and they don't even shake. They just give me like, is it else I should give me back, which I have. I always have, and that's because in business you need money to make money. People that are making 10 million naira a month, I know how much they're spending on ads. I know how much they're spending on like buying new goods, packaging. So you that are spending 20K in the month, you cannot want to be rubbing shoulders with people that are spending 200K, 300K. So yeah, that's basically it from my end.
All right, thank you very much, Elsa. Okay, Chidima, you can go next.
Okay, so about risk taking in business, I will not say I've taken any risk in my business, so I don't know how to like answer this question. But what I do know is that in every business, right, there are risks. Short in life generally, life is like a risk, right? You give and you take. It's a give and take situation. And just like Elsa said, in to make money you need money, right? So I think for as business owners we should be open to the idea of doing things that maybe are outside of our comfort zone, because that's what I would see risk taking as. Doing things that are like outside your comfort zone, like doing things that challenge you, things that you normally not do. And there's something I also know, that in risk taking there are like two types of risk. There's like the calculated risk and the one that is just very point blank like reckless, right? So you should know that as a business owner you should take more of calculated risk than taking the reckless risk. Those type of risks that you don't even think about it, you maybe by impulse, or you just jump into it. Maybe like what example would I give? But yeah, I just know that don't do reckless risk taking as a business owner, right? Don't put your money into something that you're not sure of, or you want to get your money up, or just this wild money making scheme now that are like going around. Nah, you should like be very wary of that. And instead of taking this reckless risk, we want to take a risk, be very calculative about it. Like, take your time, research your needs, and you should not be afraid of failing. I think it's failing is not something that should hold you back, because when you fail, you've learned that, oh, this is something that, oh, this is the result and this is the outcome, and when next you're doing it, you're going to like do it better, right? So that's what I would say. Take more of calculated risk than reckless risk, and you shouldn't be afraid of taking risk. I see risk taking as something that challenges you, something that will like open your mind at the end of the day, because obviously you're going to learn from it. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Chidima. Calculated risk. Yeah, thank you very much for giving that distinction so that people just know that we are not just saying go and take risk now and then you spend your school fees on buying products when your business, when you know that this business is still on God's hand. So yeah, so you need to be very calculative about it. Thank you so much. Mayowa, thank you. You can go next.
All right, thank you. First of all, I want to disagree with Chidima. I think being an entrepreneur, it's a risk, it's a life of risk on its own. So you definitely are a living risk, But for me, I think what's the risk I've taken? The risk is even doing this business in the first place. It's a risk. I should have just, listened to my parents and taken school seriously and have job security in KPMG or mobile or something. But this business is, for me, and I'm actually answering like the risk is this business. Like I face risk every day. I can have specific risk. Now it's just a matter of choosing which one is my favorite risk because this our industry is a very costly industry, right? Now there's costly and expensive. Costly is the cost it takes to make something is very high. Expensive is when it's overpriced. So it's costly. It's costly to fly from Lagos to London, 2.5 million. It's costly to fly even from Lagos to Abuja and back, Lagos to Ghana. It's costly. So because something is costly, when something has high cost of making, high cost of producing, the risk is usually involved. So for example, in my industry, there is no 50,000 naira mistake or 100,000 naira mistake. If you make the least mistake you can get or risk or debt you can get is like 1 million naira. So if you make mistake on a customer's ticket, even as little as the name itself, you know, you are in soup, right? So, the business itself is a risk, and I think it's across every business. Every business has its risk. It just has to be managed. So risk is a currency. In fact, every venture when you want to take investments is a risk. When you want to borrow money is a risk. When you want to run out is a risk. So risk is like a currency. You are the one that determine how you spend it. And I wrote something down. I said, yeah, the biggest risk is not taking any at all because even safety, right, can keep you stuck. So life is something business. There are a lot of business risks you make, like borrowing money. I've made risk of in trying to acquire a customer, right? I tried to just like you said, you make money to pay you to make you need money to make money. Yes. And it's not just that you need money to make money, you need to spend money to make money, right? So there are some things you do. Take for example, a customer that you really believe in because you want to serve a customer has to fly tonight and it's telling you that it's trying to raise money. And you know that if you don't sell this ticket, yes, that's my favorite risk. My favorite risk is standing at the edge of a thread because I've booked a ticket for a customer that has not paid or paid completely. You know, because the ones that have not even traveled is even better. You can cancel their tickets, but the ones that have traveled and the ones that have traveled and are back, you are now at their mercy. Yeah, so those are but the thing is, you always have to do that. You always have to do that because being an entrepreneur is not just a status symbol, and that's something I want us to even really understand. Being an entrepreneur is not just a status symbol. And with Fifth Africa, and what I try to tell entrepreneurs as I see in my own league that are starting up and people that have not even started at all is that I really want us to as young people, as young Africans, I don't want us to just be entrepreneurs. I want us to set a tone for the right kind of way to do entrepreneurship, where it is really about making impact, where it is really about, doing something meaningful. Because I believe, being an entrepreneur with values, because there are a lot of people, that, and it's not just the values can go as little as attitude. You see a vendor, you see some things, and someone will text a vendor and say, "Do you have this bag in green?" And the vendor will say, "Did you see green among the bag that we quoted?" And in my mind, when I see screenshot like that on Twitter, I'm like, I can't understand how you would do such a thing. Even our lifestyle, things like that. Because I tell people, if you lose your values on the way of entrepreneurship, on the way of making money, you make money, but you make money without meaning, right? So back to what we're saying about risk. Risk is something you do because, yeah, I said that because being an entrepreneur is you are trying to serve people, you're trying to offer a service, you're trying to provide value, and sometimes you have to prioritize those people above the cost. You have to prioritize those people above the money you make. You have to even prioritize. Now there's even money you make, right? Which is, for example, a ticket. Something costs 5,000 naira to make. You sell it 7,000 naira, right? You prioritize. You can prioritize a customer above what you make by selling it for 5,000. So you didn't make any money, you didn't lose any money. But sometimes you prioritize your customer over what you have. Meaning, let's say you do a shirt for 5,000 naira, you sell it 7,000 naira, and the customer says he doesn't like it. You now take out of your own money and make another shirt again. So you prioritize your customer above you. Yeah, there are a lot of times you have to do that, because that is how you even sell your credibility. That's how you sell your credibility in the long run. So risk is something that is a part of business. Being an entrepreneur is a risky thing. If I can advise you, don't do it. If you have job security, but if you can do it, make sure you do it well, right? And have the mindset of offering service to people, of offering value, because that's what people want to know, right? They want to know that I'm giving someone my money to someone who actually cares about giving the right service and value for what I'm paying for. So my favorite risk, in particular for me, is having to sell to clients that I believe that this person has to travel. This person has to, this person has an amazing story. Stories that touch. I hear stories that touch almost every other week. Stories that touch, and you just say, you know what, I'm going to take a risk, right? And sometimes you have to lie. You are the CEO, but you say, my boss is going to sack me if I do this for you, right? Just so that you don't commit to a customer that will put you in trouble. But risk is a part of business. Like I said, the expensive thing is to not take any risk at all, right? It's just about how you manage it, and how you calculate it, just like Chidima said. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So I actually have one more question for everyone, but I would like everyone in the comment section, please. You have any question for any of our panelists? Please drop your questions in the comment section. So I'll take one more question with them. So as they're answering the question I'm going to ask them now, you can start dropping your questions, right? So that immediately they answer that one, then we'll take questions from the audience. So I think the question is just basically this. So it's the common question that they ask people generally, or that you respect, from in the panel like this. And that's, what's one mistake you've made in your business that you're like, oh my God, if you want to advise anybody about business, this is the one thing you tell them. Don't make this mistake that I made. It cost me a lot. So what's that one mistake you've made in your business that you want other entrepreneurs to avoid? Yeah. So let's start with Elsa. Yeah, let's start with Elsa. The Elsa Chidima then Mayo.
Okay, I've made a lot of mistakes in my business. I don't think you can really avoid making mistakes. Like it's how you learn. It's not everything they will teach you. I see people saying like, oh, if you sign up for my master class, you avoid these mistakes. Yes, you avoid the one they teach you to avoid, then you meet the one that you did not know in front, and then you will learn. You have to fall inside pit to know how to recognize pit. But I think a mistake that I've made in the past that I really learned from is, if anything looks too good to be true, it probably is. That's just wisdom that never gets old. For me, when I first started, I was sourcing from local markets, and they would tell me something like, oh, this thing is 500 naira, and they wash. And me too, I will believe, and I will take it to go and sell, and then it washes, obviously, and I'll go back to the customer like, you told me that they will not wash. Why? And he's like, so 500 naira item, you want it to last forever? Or what's like, they will even be laughing at you like, what were you expecting? Right? So it's a matter of educating yourself, really. Like, okay, they said I should do ABC and it should give me Z. Is that possible? How many people have done it in the past? What's the track record of this thing happening? If it doesn't happen, what do I stand to lose? Like, being educated about any risk you want to take, any step you want to take, any plan, anybody you want to partner with, um, is something that I have, like, is a mistake that I have learned from. Yeah, so that's basically it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Chidima, you can go next.
All right, so a mistake that I made in my business would be um okay, yeah. So when I started out in my business, right? My business is very sensitive in the sense that I deal with people's information, right? Their name, their personal details, their means of ID. Like, it's a very sensitive thing. So any if you handle it anyhow, it can cause like a lot of issues, not just like just basic issues, even legal issues, right, can come out of it. So while I was still like, in my early years of business and all that, a particular client, I was rushing, like, let me put it, I was not being patient with the whole process and everything. So I rushed the process of registering his business, and I made a lot of mistake. I made a lot of mistake in his personal details, in capturing his information, like, and his documents came out messed up, right? So that whole experience, I fucked up. I'm not even going to lie, it was really messy because there was just like a lot of back and forth. I had to rectify the issue with my money. I didn't make any gain at the end of the day. So I think that whole experience made me realize that patience is really needed, not just in business, but like not just in my own line of business, but like in any business generally. Patience is needed, right? When you're like carrying out a business or your service or whatsoever, you need to like be very patient with handling customers, with delivery. I know people that do delivery also, because I'm very sure that logistics can be a very that one is like you get. So patience is very needed in business, right? So that whole process just made me like, so whenever I'm carrying out any client's registration, like, I'm always calm. Like, if I know that, okay, in that moment maybe my mind is somewhere else, or I'm angry, or I'm not settled, I don't work. Like, I just pause, and then when I feel much better, I get on my business. And so yeah, that would be like the take home. Patience is very needed in business, so yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Mayowa, you can go next.
Yeah. Whereas lessons, mistakes, like Chidima also rightly said, you make mistakes. They're part of the, when they say who dig this pit, make I fall inside. You are the one that will even dig some of the pit yourself. So, but I think one thing that I would say is not a mistake, but an advice. If you can get someone, always find an opportunity. I never joke with an opportunity to learn. You know why? Because just as I'm thinking globally, I'm also thinking long term. You see, entrepreneurship for me is not a sprint, it's a relay. It's something I want to pass on and pass on. So I'm not looking to get it all right now. I'm looking to learn as much as I can. So one advice, first of all, before I go to mistake, is try to be in close proximity with somewhere or someone you can always learn from. You could be a mentor. Now, don't be. When I say mentor, don't go and give someone the reins of your life or your business. No, someone who just acts as an advisor and as a coach. Someone who deeply believes in you, but can tell you how ridiculously stupid you are. That move you made, you need someone like that. So that such a person can see the mistakes you make early and can guide you, right? Um, One mistake I would say is, which I didn't make, is advice. I think staying in a zone of proximal learning and being around people that can call you to order has helped me stay safe. But don't sell your company too early, right? Your partnership is good. If you have someone, two people, you come together, you are doing something, they're actively involved. Partnership is good, but don't sell your company too early. Someone says, I'll give you 5 million naira to have 50% of your company. Bam, you say yes. Meanwhile, if you had just waited 2 more months or 3 more months, you'll have made that 5 million naira from like three transactions, right? You now realize that so don't sell your company too early in terms of equity. You might not understand, makes sense for some of you now, right? Because even me too, I didn't understand some of these terms, venture capitalist, equity, this, that. I just knew that when I wanted to start business, I just knew what I wanted to start. What concerns me with all of this and all of that, which leads me to the next thing, legals, right? You don't want to make mistakes in the legal. You might not be able to afford a lawyer, but try to befriend someone that can be your legal advisor so you don't make mistakes early, and so they can help you with like taxing, with like trademarking, with like registering and all of those things, which Chidima does. Then financials, you want to get your financial, have a financial discipline early on. Too many entrepreneurs fall into the mistake. It's a genuine mistake. Even if you, no matter, I've seen it, even the most disciplined person I know, right? We always mess up at the start with our finances. So you want to have a financial structure. Yes, which is the thing. Any across all board, if you don't have a structure, you are going to mess up. Find the structure that keeps you guided. I'm a spontaneous person. I'm as spontaneous as can be. Today, you don't want to know how many places I've been to. I was calling a book before I came here. I've gone somewhere. I've run somewhere. The plan was to run there and come for this meeting. After running there, I ran to high fitness. After high fitness, I'm here. After here, I'm still going for another event. Our faculty dinner is tonight. I'm a very spontaneous person, but I've learned to catch capture my spontaneity inside some structure. You know how when your room is scattered, but it's scattered in an organized way, right? That's such that if someone even arranges it, they are scattering it. That's why I mean. Just put a structure around your life, right? If you don't have a structure of accountability, of discipline, you always make mistakes that could have been avoided, and you'll be the one that dug the pit yourself. So that is my advice and my mistake altogether. Have a disciplined structure as an entrepreneur. Have a work ethic. Do you understand? If you need to be stepping out of your house, if you need to have some, just have a work ethic, have a financial structure, have a work structure, a legal structure, put structures in place, right? The structure is just basically this is how we do this according to this, and it guides you and just stick by it, right? And every mistake, and pardon me, I believe life is spiritual. Everything has a spiritual part of it. you know do not take away the aspect of trusting God. I'm praying for God's guidance, right? I'm praying for God's divine guidance. Even the book I'm reading, Otefemi Otodola's Making It Big, it talks a lot about providence. Providence is something spiritual. You can't calculate providence. How do you calculate that you will be in a room with someone? How can you calculate that you will be in a room with someone that will invest in your business and change your life around? You can't calculate it. It is divine.
Yeah.
So never
Yeah.
take away, the divine input by God, and trusting God to guide you. His guidance. That's my. If you want to know me of Loabi, that's me. I always pray for God's guidance, right? If you don't believe in God, good for you. But I always pray for God's guidance and providence to keep us. So there's always that part. So that's my advice. That's mistakes that I've learned from that I would like you to also learn from. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So many gems. So yeah, like you said, regarding the financial part, and thankfully tomorrow we are having our session on finance with a finance expert that will be taking the session on financial habits that help your business grow. So that's it for you tomorrow, and also the part about giving your business a structure. So Chidima is here. South Africa we also do business registration. So it's very important. Don't just run a business aimlessly, right? Put a structure around it. Ensure that you are running your business legally. Basically, thank you so much. So I think about two people dropped. Let me check the questions in the comments. Okay, so from Charity Cakes and Confectionaries, she said, "Good evening. My name is Martins Charity. I'm a 400 level student of University of Jos and I'm a baker. I won a grant of 500,000 naira and I started my business November 2023. The first 6 months of the business was somehow okay. However, since the middle of last year till now, that's 2024, let's say maybe June, I have not gotten any orders. No income is coming in. I have tried everything possible, but nothing is working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong." Wow, that is actually a lot. So please, I don't know, who would like to take on that question? So she has not been making sales for about a year now. What could be wrong? Yes. Anybody can
Can I?
actually tell.
Okay.
Yes, go on, Mayowa.
All right.
Is it
So,
my
first of all, I want to Charity's Cake and Confectionaries. Charity, that's the name of my friend. Anyways, um, I want to commend you for being persistent, keeping at it, and being troubled by this. It's really not something very smooth. But one thing I will tell you is to check your convenience level. I will tell you straight that I don't believe you've done everything you need to do, because you can never always do everything that you need to do. If you do everything that you need to do, you will get something right. So check your convenience level. I mean your convenience level. Analyze what are things that I'll give you an hint. But what I think when I say check your convenience level, there's a place where we can become a victim of the circumstance of not making sales, because I know what it's like to not make sales. That's where I'm coming from. I know what it's like is not to not make sales, and that's another thing. Don't let that deter you. There are many lessons around period of not making sales. There's always going to be low seasons. There's how you prepare yourself. There's a lot of that. But check your convenience level. Check that first of all. Check that you have not sat or sank into victim mode where you're like I'm not selling. I'm not doing this. Then business is a game of numbers. How many people do you keep? How many people do you tell about your business? Running a business without advertising is like winking to a lady in the dark. Only you know you are winking. An advertisement does not have to be social media ads. If you can run ads, good. But advertising is telling someone on the streets. How about you approach 50 people? Say I approach 50 people a week. How about you approach 50 people, and even yeah, how about you approach people? So what I was saying, that if you check your confidence level, as far as you are moving, as far as you are taking steps, then something will yield, right? I'm not saying that, doing the right thing would automatically just bring sales, but I'm saying as far as you are moving, as far as you are taking a step to tell one person, to tell a number of person each week, go into your room, check a confidence level. You have to, anything about business is, even when you're not making sales, you have to be at the edge of your seat. You have to be doing something that thinks that the night before you do it, you cannot sleep. Have you told yourself that, okay, um Tony Emumelu is going to this, or maybe because of his bouncers and his security, so person is going to this event tomorrow. They are getting there. I am going to make sure that I tell. It might not buy it, but I'm going to make sure that I tell this person about my cake, and with the hope or chance that they, buy it. That is going to keep you at the edge of your seat the night before. And even if you do it, that does something in you, because business is not just about sales. Business is also the attitude and the character that you carry on before the process, in the process, and even after the process. So check your confidence level. Why I say that is, we always know, you will know something is going to drop. Like, you're gonna be like, should I? That thing, do it. That should I? That thing that is cringe, that it looks like it's too much, do it. So, and if you are doing it, then give it time. It's just a matter of time. Something will come. And I just hope that you can hold on. This is where your persistence, if you are doing all the right things that you need to do, then it just means your persistence is being checked. But chances are, because I said I've been in it as well, and when I was in it, I was too convenient, right? So check your convenience level. Did I say confidence level? If I said that, I was wrong. I meant convenience level. If you are too convenient, you're not making sales, but you're sitting down, you're telling your friends that you're not making sales, you are being too convenient. Do something that puts you at the edge of your seat. There's a way to rewire your brain, and the way life just sort of rewards that. It's just that I'll end with this. It's just like, and this is a tip for any business owner. I always, whenever something works, I don't keep it. If something works for me, I'm the first to tell people this works, this works. For business owners, I believe in the power of social media. Now, not many people embrace it, but I believe it works. Something you can do is you can try, give yourself a challenge. It could be a 30-day series of talking about your product, a behind the scene or something. Just do it. Try that. If you cannot go out on the street, try 30 days, because funny enough, Instagram rewards that consistency. That is how I blew up. Last year, as at this time, I was in 900 followers, and I did a 30 days challenge of posting every day. I just gathered, I said all the videos that I've made, all the memories I've made in the past, I just gathered it. And during that period, I did one video, and that video, boom, Instagram just picked it itself. It just rewarded, just said, we want to bless you today for your consistency. Just take this. And that video did over 700,000 views. So you never know. Put yourself out there. Like I said, running a business without advertising in any form is like winking to a lady in the dark. Only you know you are winking. So turn on the light on yourself, charity in any way possible. An idea is going to drop to your mind and it's going to put you at the edge of your seat. Do it.
Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was really good. So yes, charity, I think basically leave your comfort zone. And that's the one thing like that many of us is guilty of, right? Someone is not working, instead of us to like actually, okay, what can I do? We need to actually leave our comfort zone actually. So thank you so much for that, Mario. And also the challenge in the challenge. I think after this event, after the entire start program, I think it's something that you should actually do even from now. You do have to start. You don't have to wait till this program ends. You can say, okay, from next week Monday, I'll do a 7-day challenge, posting every day on Instagram or LinkedIn or whichever platform that you post on. And that's how to push yourself out and just push your brand. So thank you so much. That person, please. Elsa Chidima, if you want to answer that question.
I'd like to add something. If because she didn't specify if she has been posting and all of that, we don't know. But
Yeah.
just in case you have actually been putting yourself out there and nobody has bought, maybe you should abandon that business. Because what could you possibly be selling that nobody is buying? Something is wrong. So if you've been posting, nobody is buying. It means that you can't force people to buy what you're selling. You have to sell what they want to buy. Okay. So you need to check, am I selling the correct thing? Am I meeting a need? Am I fulfilling a demand? Oh, because you like pink socks, you now decide to make a business selling pink socks. Meanwhile, you're the only person that is wearing pink socks. So you cannot be successful like that. I mean, you can, but not a lot of people are. So check what you're selling. Ask yourself, what need are you missing? What demand are you fulfilling? Is there a demand for this item? Go over the cost, the selling price of what you are selling. Check, are you selling something of 1 million naira to people that can only afford things of 10,000 naira? These are all the important questions you need to ask yourself. Re-strategize if you have to. There's no harm in saying, okay, guys, I'm no longer selling Tesla. Now I want to start selling underwear. If you see there is underwear that people in your area can afford or are interested in. So that's just something to look out for as well.
Okay, thank you so much. So go back to the drawing board. Yes. So yes, that's so true. It's like you can't try to sell water inside a river, for example. So you need to sell what people actually need. So you need to like go back to drawing board. Do people really want this? Like in my environment, do people celebrate? Like, yeah, go back to the drawing board. Thank you so much, Elsa. Chidima, if you'd like to contribute to that, so if not, just
I think Myrowa and Elsa has made like very excellent contribution to the topic. So yeah, I don't have
like,
anything more to say.
all right. I hope that was useful for you, Charity. So Elsa, this one is for you. Someone's asking if you take mentees. She says her name is Chiemela. She runs Cheek Relics by Chiemela, a jewelry store, family for students and for student audience. She wants to know if you take um mentees. Yeah, basically. You take mentees.
I don't take mentees at the moment because I'm juggling a lot in my personal life. But she
Right.
can reach me on Instagram. I respond to all my DMs personally, so she can ask me the questions that she wants to ask me, or she can watch my video on Founders Connect. I'm sure it will answer a lot of questions since we're in the same line of business. So it's something she can check out as well.
Okay, okay. So, Chimila, you can reach out to Elsa on Elsa Vanilla on Instagram. Yes. So let me just name everybody's Instagram and do Elsa Vanilla on Instagram, Credible underscore Chi on Instagram for Chidima, and then for Mayowa, Mayor of Luabi. So I would put their handles on our group chat so you can follow them on Instagram too. Okay, so the next question is from Chikwem Automotive. Says, as a startup founder, I'm working on a prototype for my product. Is it right to get a space? I'm thinking a physical space now, like a store. Is it right to get a space or wait until I have the best product and I'm ready to launch? So, let's answer that. So he says he has a
Okay.
prototype in mind that he's working on for his business. Should he get a physical space or should he wait till he launches the product before doing that?
Um, so I'm just going to chip this in. I've been doing my business for 6 years. I don't have a physical location because you don't need it. Like most of the time, people that have offices or they're in shopping malls, okay, think personally, when was the last time you went to ICM to physically walk into a store to buy something? Maybe you're like, I need perfume. And you're like, oh, perfume shop near me. Well, perfume, you need to smell it. But like, just think about, it's usually not necessary. It's usually an unnecessary expense in the beginning start of phases of your business. But it also depends on what kind of business you're doing. He didn't really provide much information in this question. But if it's not something that customers need to feel, touch, or see like physically before they can make a decision, I think you can put off physical location till later, till when the business can afford it.
Okay, thank you. So it's not something that people absolutely need to see and touch, yes. So without maybe you're
But the
selling, even
rest
people
is
that sell clothes, there are people that sell clothes online and they don't have a store. The people
yeah.
they just take the picture of the clothes and people see and they buy. So except it's a must. So for example, if you want to sell, let's say you sell gadgets. So that one is absolutely necessary for people to come and test it. And so people even have these stores that is not like a store, it's like their apartment. For example, for students, we all students, most people are students and entrepreneurs, recent graduates, it's their apartment, right? And their customers come there like, okay, just see what you want to buy and all of that. So if it's not absolutely necessary, you can just wait up on that so that you don't spend your money, even if it may, like, don't spend that money already. Okay, so Chidima, if you'd like to answer too, or any contribution, Mayowa too.
I would just like to add priorities, like priorities. I don't know who that person is, but like just set your priorities right. You're yet to launch this business and you're thinking about a physical space. First thing, have you set up a handle for your business? Are you active on social media? Have you built your presence on social media? Your online presence. Like, these are things that you should do first before saying, "Oh, you are considering having a physical space." Honestly, because it's needed when maybe once you've gotten to that level, but like you're just starting out again, so it's not a must have. Basically, it's something that you can do without. I've seen businesses that people that are even selling. I've seen some people that are like very big. They sell gold, like they sell gold, and she does not have a physical space. She's selling her gold online, and people are buying. Like she's legit, right? So it's something that it's not a must have. And again, you're just
Yeah.
starting. That's why I said priorities. Like start with building an online presence. When you've gathered enough people and all of that stuff, then you can now consider having a physical space. But for now, no.
Okay. So Chikwem says, so the business, it converts traditional bicycles into electric scooters. That's a very niche product. Very interesting. So it converts traditional bicycles to electric scooters. So that's, thank you for that context. Yeah. So what do you think with this context?
I still stand by it. I think what you need is even a workshop, not a physical store. You need a
Uh,
workshop. So if your
yeah.
your house has a compound that people can come to, see, honestly.
So your
If you think
factory
about
can be
rent,
your.
a lot of things going to yeah, a lot of things going to physical locations. Rent, you're going to pay light bill, water bill, you're going to pay local government, you're going to pay agberos. In fact, the bills will shock you because you will not believe your eyes. So stay in your house.
Okay.
Yeah.
My camera is on.
So
Okay.
I want to say something. So two things. Just speak. Okay, let me start to him to him and then generally. I agree with what Elsa and Chidima has said. I think more specifically to you, why not find, because it's a lot of expense and you don't you won't know until when you start. Find someone to shoulder it for you, right? Find someone. I believe every proper venture sort of has, maybe an association or something, and there's probably someone who has gone far ahead that you can stick close to, who can understand your starting point, or you find a way to give them value, and then they show that if you actually need, that's if you need strictly, if you need a space, they can now shoulder it for you. But so many businesses have been run from the comfort of home. For example, there's a guy that does even this t-shirt guy. He has built an amazing business. He started from his father's house. He even had to till the point where they renovated it. My friend that she does printing. It's just how you manage it, right? You don't need to have a place where people come and sit down. You can do all the service at home, and they now come and pick it up. It's just now that she moved to, after like 4 or 5 years of business. It's just now that she moved to her space, right? All of it has been done in from my house, from my mother's house, from mother's shop, from their living room. In fact, to out there, you just have that understanding that you would always progress, right? So then, if you're a young person, and this is something that now applies, generically, I think one thing we do not know as young people is that even our youthfulness is a currency. You can utilize it, right? Your youthfulness is a currency in the sense that it would be unfair for anybody to crucify you, especially whether you are young or even if you are just starting out. It will be unfair for someone to crucify you that is just starting out, that your father is not a dollar, that to already have a what's it called, a business space. If you're in your 20s, early 20s or mid 20s, even if you're not yet 30, no one should be crucifying you for not having a office space unless you are presenting yourself to be bigger than what you ought to. If you say you want to be loaning people money Or what would you need an office space for? But you say you are, I don't know. There are some businesses that if you don't have an office space, I will be suspicious of you, right? So, but even as at that, take for example, if you have a business where you will need to meet with clients, there are some office workspace you can meet at Cafe One. There are some places you can just use for a day for while you are meeting that customer. I, for one, I don't have an office space. Thankfully, the president of the association is my direct mentor, so he shoulders it, right? I have an office space in his own place, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Why should I be paying rent of 2 million naira or 3 million naira when I have someone that can shoulder it, right? And I just take and divert that money into somewhere else. So it is, your youthfulness is a currency. Find someone that can shoulder it. If you can't find someone, find somewhere around you to be able to manage it or curtail it. It could be from a living room. Even makes for a wonderful story. Right? They see you tomorrow and they realize that this thing that you have built is started in your living room. Right? It started in your dining, your kitchen, your toilet. It makes for a wonderful story. And as always, many amazing and great things have started from the smallest of place. And even you too, in your own little convenience, this could be you, you know, could just be the starting point of an amazing story. So find someone to shoulder it. It seems like you might need a space, you know. When I say need a space, I'm not saying going to get a space. It just seems like you need a workshop, like Elsa says. So find someone that can shoulder it in the meantime till you are sure you can afford. Now, when I say afford it, you can afford it for at least 2 years before you venture into committing into it. Yeah.
You. Thank you so much, Mayowa. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. So, well, on the question, he said, how would you guys advise someone who has an idea and skills in graphic design? So, I think this person wants to start. He's a graphic designer, I guess, and he wants to start a business. So, I think it's like a general question, like how to start a business, basically. So, I would like anyone to answer. So, you have a skill. Okay, Mayowa, go on. Thank you very much.
So, Ibuko, I'm not speaking. I just want to take permission. Remember, I said
Uh,
my faculty dinner is tonight, and I'm being called. Apparently, I have an award that I'm supposed to come and collect.
okay,
I want to
okay,
quickly
no problem.
it. So, I'm sorry,
Uh,
guys. I'm sorry for leaving. Please allow me.
no
And it
problem.
was really nice being on this panel with beautiful Elsa and beautiful Chidima. You guys are amazing. I'm rooting for all
Thank
of
you.
us.
I
And
really nice to meet you too.
I'll see you at roundtable tomorrow, Mayowa.
yeah,
Bye.
see you guys.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Maya. No problem. Thank you so
So
much.
let
Okay,
me try
so
and answer this
like,
question.
what did you say?
I said, let me try and answer this question.
Yes, please go on.
So I don't want to give the person direct business ideas because you will not grow like that, right? But ask yourself, what service or what value can I offer with the skill that I have? Who are the people I can offer this skill to? And then check other people in your industry, other people that also do graphic design, and check what kind of offers they are making to people. So you said you are good at graphic design. That means you can probably use Canva, and you can use what else? I don't know. It's Canva me I use. Well, for example, you are really good at using Canva, right? So you can just like check, look at job descriptions or go to job boards where they say, oh, must be good with Canva, or they're looking for graphic designers. So you have an idea of the kind of value that people are looking for, and you can tailor your services in line with whatever you find online.
Hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, okay, I think that's all. So, last words. Any last word? It's already 8 p.m. Oh my God. Any last words
Mm.
from anybody? Chidima, a last word. Elsa, last word, and we wrap up for tonight.
Okay, so it's been like an amazing session. I'm glad that you guys have, you came here, you wanting to learn, wanting to gain more knowledge and all of that stuff. So I would just say, um, with all that you've heard from Elsa, myself, and Mayowa today, don't just let it like, go through this year and come out through this year. Like basically, it's not about attending classes. It's not about signing up for all these impactful sessions. It's about doing. What do you do with the knowledge that you've gotten? What do you do with the with the everything? So use this knowledge, like put it together, and do like implement with it. Don't just keep it to yourself. Okay, don't just, like Mayowa said, do something that takes you out of your edge, right? Don't remain in that same spot that you've been. Do something, implement with this knowledge that you've gotten so far. Make a change, take a step, take a risk, right? Do something that you've not done. If you're the type that, oh, you've not like been socially active, maybe this is your time to open a social account, I mean a business account for your this on socials. Start posting, start talking about your business. If you're the type that you've never attended conferences before, you're the, oh, I'm shy, I'm an introvert, maybe this is your sign to now start signing up for conferences and going out there. If you've never like learned how to pitch your business in 3 sentences, this is your sign again to learn how to do this thing. So in summary, just take all the knowledge that you've learned today and implement them. Don't just, yeah. So basically, that's all I will tell you. Because that's the only way you see results. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Learn and don't just stay at learning. Implement what you learn. Thank you so much, Chidima. Elsa?
So what Chidima said is very correct, because you can find yourself in a constant state of self-help, self-development, going to school, and you never get to use the knowledge you learned. Or by the time you want to implement the knowledge you have learned, um, it has passed, or it's out of date, and there's new information that you need to learn. You just find yourself in that cycle. So yeah, she's absolutely correct. Like, implement. But for me, one thing I would say, like, last words, is this life is literally what you make of it. You can do anything. You hear stories of people that maybe grew up in Mushin and now they're on the world stage. Oh, you don't even have to go far. Chess and slums, Tunde Onakoya, you hear his story and you're like, oh my God, I wish I can be like him. And the question I have for you is, why can't you be like him? What's stopping you? What makes you different from him? And another thing is that never ignore the process. Things take time. My business turned 6 last month, that's in August. And everybody looks at me like, oh wow, I love your story. I love how big your business is. But we are 6, so that's 6 years. As in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A child that was born 6 years ago is now in primary school. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes consistency. You are going to fail, but you have to, like, stand up and keep trying. Don't compare yourself with other people. Just focus on your own journey, and you get to where you want to get to.
Yes, thank you so much. Focus on your journey. Ah, so much gems. Gems left, right, center. Thank you so much, guys. I really, really, really appreciate you. Please, everyone in the comment section, I can see your comments already. Please give our panelists a big round of applause. Drop words of appreciation. I can see some of your comments. Um, I'm learning. Wonderful lecture. Thank you for this impactful session. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate this. Is really educative. Thank you for this value packed teaching. If we should show more, give me more gems. So these are our panelists, please. This has been very, very impactful. They spent 2 hours with us. Trust me. This is something that you would naturally not get it for free, right? Elsewhere, it is really value packed. So I want to just really, really express your appreciation in the comment section. You know, thank you. I so much enjoyed this class. Yes, this has been really, really, really impactful, even for me. I've learned so much. So thank you so much, Elsa. Thank you so much, Chidima and Mayowa in absentia. This has been so great. So everyone, thank you. Like, I think the last one I'll leave with us is basically what Chidima said. Don't just learn, please. We don't start program is not just a place for you to come and learn and then forget about what you learned. Apply it. Well, it is in applying what you learn that you actually get the results, that you actually get the progress that you want for your business. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. At this junction, you have to say good night. Thank you so much. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.